Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing a video about zodiac signs. I've been getting so many requests to do astrology videos again. If you're new to my channel, you probably didn't know that I'm really into astrology. I find it very fascinating. I've been into it for a long time. I have an astrology tattoo. I love astrology. When a lot of people think astrology, they just think like horoscopes in a magazine or something like that, but there's actually a lot more to it, and I did an entire series about each zodiac sign and explaining it like pretty in depth. So I'll link all of those videos in the description box. But since I have so many new subscribers since I did that series, I thought I would do a quick version of that series all in one video with the best trait and the worst trait of each zodiac sign, in my opinion. Now, if you're here to say something negative about astrology and how it's a bunch of BS, then bounce out, homie, because I don't care. I'm not telling you have to believe it, but it is a really fun thing to look into. And I think if you knew more about your astrology as a whole and like birth charts and how the bigger picture works, because you're not just one sign, you're a bunch of different signs, which I have videos that explain that. Like I said, I'll link all of them below. But before we get into that, YouCam Makeup, which is an app on your phone, contacted me because they are doing some stuff with astrology, which I think is really cool when brands like, you know, intertwine astrology into their products. So they invited me to try it out on camera with you guys. It's an app where you can literally put makeup on through the app. Like, it's unreal. You don't even have to wear makeup nowadays. You can just like virtually put it on. It's insane. We've talked about face recognition software before on my channel and how just mind-blowing it is, the technology. But anyway, so this app literally puts makeup on you. And they invited me to check out their new horoscope feature and demo it live with you guys. Wait, we are going to go ahead and try the Leo look right here on camera. You guys get to see what you think of it. So if we go on the app and we click horoscope, it actually brings us to, you know, a horoscope for Leo, which is cool. So we're gonna go ahead and try on the Leo look. The Virgo look should be out by the time you guys are seeing this video, or will be out soon. We're gonna click makeup cam, and what's cool about this app is it's live. Like, you can literally put it on and move around just like Snapchat. Okay, here we go. All right, so it's on. Wow. Damn, my eyes look good. Look, I love the like orangey kind of tone. Literally mind blows me that like there's software like this. There's technology that makes you look like so different. So we can choose the Cancer look. Dang, I like that one too. I like those lips. Gemini, very Gemini, very Gemini, very fucking crazy. Sorry, but you guys are crazy. Aries, these are so cool. That's so cool. I can't wait to see the Virgo look. So definitely check it out, guys. I'll have a link in the description box for if you guys want to download the app and, you know, try out one of these looks yourself. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and get into the best and worst traits of your zodiac sign. Okay, I'm excited to talk about astrology again. It's been a while. Let's go ahead and switch it up and do them all backward. So we're gonna start with Pisces, because Pisces always gets to go last. The zodiac signs go in order, if you didn't know, starting with Aries and ending in Pisces. So we're gonna do Pisces first. I have a lot of Pisces in my life, actually. I know a lot of them. I work with a lot of Pisces because they're very creative. There's a lot of Pisces YouTubers. They're very, I'd say their best trait is their creativity. They're very creative people. They're very artistic people in some form of another, whether that's like creative writing or actual art or some other type, like video editing maybe. Maybe they're involved in music, but they definitely are very creative and artistic people. So that is probably their best trait in my opinion. Their worst trait, which is also kind of a good trait I guess, is that they're very emotional. They're very emotional people, but it tends to come out in kind of a negative way because they're very oversensitive. They take things that weren't meant to be, like mean comments, in kind of a mean way. They get like easily mad about things and upset. Like, if you have a Pisces in your life, chances are you've upset them before and maybe you didn't even realize it. So yes, I would say that that's probably their worst trait. All right, moving right along. Next is Aquarius, if we're going backwards. So I think the best trait about Aquarius is that normally they're very like giving people. They are very like thoughtful of other people around them, and they're known as like the humanitarian sign. So they like give back a lot. They do a lot of charity work. They like to help people, whether it's people in their family or people outside of their family or their friends. Meatball, why are you crying? I'm sorry, I have the whiniest Meatball over here, which Meatball is my cat if you didn't know. A lot of the Aquarians that I know in my life ended up in careers like human services or some like doing like very good work helping people that are, you know, underprivileged. They're just good people. Like, they give back. They're just good people. They really are the good people of the world. I would say their worst trait is they're a little bit like detached and kind of all over the place. Like, They're not very reliable, I've noticed, because they're very like free-spirited and just like do their own thing. They're kind of like everywhere all the time, but like they're such good people that you can't really even get mad at them for it. That's just my experience with Aquarius. And then we have pretty much half my family who are Capricorns. Capricorns are intense. They're very intense people. I'd say their best trait is their like drive and their willingness to work. Like they have an incredible work ethic. They're very reliable and stuff. Like they're just good little workers. They're like, they can get things done. They can manage money. They are very efficient. They are like good little like, I don't even know how to describe that. You know what I mean? They're really resourceful. I'd put that all into one category of they are hard workers. I'd say their worst trait is they can come off a little cold and like unemotional and just like reserved. Like you can't break through the Capricorn shell. Like they're tough ass people. Quick side note, the reason they're like that is because so many of them have hardships in their life. They're ruled by Saturn. We're gonna do a quick little thing here. They're ruled by Saturn, and that's a shitty planet, and it comes with tons of bad luck and hardship. But the good news about that is they end up being pretty strong people because they've overcome a lot in their lives. All right, Sagittarius. One of my best friends is a Sagittarius, and what I love about her is she's very like independent. They don't like people that are clingy or like needy to them. They're very like do their own thing. They like their own space. They like alone time. They're just very independent people. Like they're good being by themselves. They're good doing their own thing. I'm gonna add in one extra good trait about them because I couldn't decide between these two, but another great trait about Sagittarius is that they're super, super optimistic. Like all the Sagittarius that I know in my life are like very, very optimistic people, like always see the bright side of things for the most part. Their worst trait is they also kind of lack emotion, similar to the Capricorn, not as cold, but they have trouble with feelings. They actually try to avoid a lot of their feelings most of the time. Like if it can be avoided, they avoid it. They don't like to fight, like they can't handle it, like conflict is just, they just hate it. They just sometimes really lack in the emotion department, or they have like buried emotions that they don't like to deal with, and it ends up being kind of a problem in their life. So that would probably be the worst trait about Sagittarius. All right, next would be Scorpios. Scorpios are crazy mothers. Scorpios are like the sign of sex and love. Each sign is ruled by a body part, and Scorpio is ruled by their genitals, so they're very like sexual people, which I think is their best trait. Not only are they sexual, but they're passionate just about everything. They're just passionate ass people. They're just very intense and romantic and just like a very in your face type of sign. They're just passionate. I don't really know how to explain it other than they're just extremely passionate people. Their worst trait, I would say, is that they're very like bitchy sometimes. Moody and pick arguments, and they can be really mean because they're so intense. They like sometimes don't even realize they're like saying shit that's so offensive. If something is upsetting them, they're gonna be moody towards everyone. Like they are the king and queens of taking things out on other people. Like I said though, they're just passionate and intense people. So yes, that would probably be their worst trait, is they're like a little bitchy, moody, kind of mean sometimes. Next up we have Libra, and I think the best quality about Libra is they're very like anti-conflict. They like everyone to be happy. They like to appeal to everyone. They want things to be, you know, balanced and fair between people. They're definitely all about what's fair. Like I think they're like pretty unbiased, so they like handle conflict between other people really well. Like they'd be like great mediators. Their worst trait by far is their indecisiveness. Like these people cannot make a fucking decision. Everything overwhelms them. Like every decision is like, I don't know, let me think about it, I don't know. Getting a Libra to decide like what to have for dinner or where to go for dinner or what to do on the weekend is like so hard. Like, or picking like a movie, they're just like, they get so overwhelmed by too many choices. And next up is Virgo. Now I am married to a Virgo. I have a lot of Virgos in my life, so I know this sign really well. Virgos are fucking good at everything. Like, I'm just gonna say it. They are good at anything they set their mind to because they are hard-working people. They have amazing work ethic, extremely good at like any job that they do because they take it seriously, and they like very rarely make errors because they double check everything. They're very meticulous people. So they normally succeed in life just in general. But along with that is they're very critical of themselves and other people. So that's one of my biggest issues with my husband, Josh. Like we don't really have many issues, or we don't really fight very often, but when we do, it's normally over something like how I loaded the dishwasher incorrectly according to him. Like I can't even, I've tried everything. I cannot do the dishwasher as good as him apparently, so I've just like pretty much given up. He'll like literally come home and see the dishwasher and take it all out and redo it. I think it's sometimes hard for him being married to me because I have ADD and I'm very like, a lot of the time, and he has had to learn how to be very like patient with me because they're kind of impatient, just like super critical. And like I said, they are also very critical of themselves, which can be a big fucking problem. They end up being so harsh on themselves. Every time they make a mistake, they get so angry and like disappointed in themselves. Like Josh will knock over a glass of water and he's like, fuck, ah, ah, and he's just freaking out. Like it's just like the end of the world just happened. Very, very high standards for themselves and for everyone around them. So that would probably be their worst trait. All right, and next we're going to Leo. Leos are very, very fun. That's probably their best trait, is they're just like very easygoing, fun people. Like they're the people you want at your party. They're funny, they're charismatic, they're just very outgoing, and like they get along with everyone. Like the Leos I know in my life don't have drama with anyone. They're just very easygoing, fun people. The worst trait about Leos is that they're very full of themselves. Leo's ruled by the sun, so they think they're kind of the center of the universe. Like they're it. So they can be very like braggy and boastful and full of themselves. And they also have a huge problem with jealousy. Like they don't like other people that are doing better than them. So that's kind of the Leo's like biggest negative trait, I would say. All right, and next up we have Cancer. So Cancer is a very, very, very emotional sign, the most emotional sign overall. Their best trait is that they're super caring and like motherly, like they make the best moms. They're very like protective over people, and they love to love. They oftentimes put other people before themselves, well, that I guess could be considered a negative trait, but at the same time, like they end up just being such good resource of love and like encouragement and help in your life. So like my grandma's a Cancer, and I go to her for so many things because she's just like an endless supply of love for me. Like she's always just supportive and caring and like truly loves me. I just love her. Their worst trait is they can be very overly emotional and very pessimistic. Like they can be kind of downers sometimes. They like to talk about sad things. They like to talk about the drama and stuff. Like they're kind of like weep wop. And sometimes they're so over emotional that it's like too much for other people to handle. Like they cry a lot, and they're very, very like open with their feelings. Like feelings are never something that they hide or push down. They're just very like, I'm gonna tell you everything. All right, next up we have Gemini. Yes. No, yes. Cancer, yes. Gemini. Okay, we have Gemini. Geminis are like super outgoing and like fun people. They're definitely the life of the party as well. They're like very charismatic and fun. They're very like active and enthusiastic and like energetic, and they're just like, ah, I'm a Gemini. But they're also like very double personality. Like there's that side of them, and then there's like crazy bitch side of them. I'm sorry, but even most Geminis will admit they kind of have a slight crazy bitch side to them. For example, Kanye West is a Gemini, so he's kind of a little nuts. He's so creative and so energetic and so like awesome and life of the party and everything. But then the other side of him is just like kind of psycho. Kanye gets in trouble for tweeting. He's very like, they have no filter. Geminis have no filter, and they're very like gossipy, and they talk. They're the sign of communication, but not in a good way. They ramble. Oh my gosh. Any Gemini that I've ever known that like gets up and talks or anything, I'm like, please get me out of here. They talk forever. It never ends. They're so like lecturing. They definitely love to gossip. Those are probably like their negative traits. I feel like I gave them more than one, but hey, it's all kind of like, there's just the good side and the bad side, and they're just so like, which one is it gonna be today? All right, next up we have me, the Taurus. Of course, as a Taurus, I tend to love fellow Taurus, but we definitely have our negative and positive traits. Our best trait is definitely that we're super, super loyal people. We stand with our family, the people that we love, we protect. We are so loyal to our friendships and our relationships, and loyal to certain products even, and certain things. Like Tauruses, I'd say rarely cheat because they're very loyal. They take all of their like relationships very seriously. I think the worst trait about a Taurus is that we're very stubborn. If you guys haven't noticed, I am very stubborn and opinionated. So like, it's very hard for me to change my opinion on anything, or for anyone else to change my opinion, because I'm like, this is what I think, this is it. And like, it has to be very, very like strong argument for me to change at all. Stubborn when it comes to arguing. Like I have trouble admitting that I'm wrong. I'm getting better at it though. I've been working on it. So we're just stubborn. We want what we want. We get what we want, and that's how the Taurus goes. And last we have the Aries. The best trait about Aries is the fact that they're so like outgoing and energetic. Like they're like the first ones that want to do everything. They're like the leader of the pack. They want to be the leader. They love to be the leader. Aries really likes to be the boss. They're very just like excited about everything. They're pretty optimistic and they want to just like do everything. They're so energetic. So they're very athletic too. So they're just like full of fucking energy. Like they're right out the gate. They're just there. But the Aries worst trait I would say is that they're very, very short-tempered people. They get very mad easily and they can be mean. Like if you catch an Aries on a bad day, like, ooh girl, you better run. They are just very intense people all around. Like it can be a good thing for them and a bad thing for them. All right guys, that is it for today's video. If you want to see more astrology videos, let me know. Like maybe leave a comment of something that you'd want to see. I was thinking about talking about the best jobs for each sign or something like that. Leave a comment below if you want to see more astrology content. Be sure to check out YouCam Makeup. I will put a link in the description box. And I hope you guys are having a great day and I will see you next time.